You know, they wanted to get rid of the Jefferson Memorial. Either take it down or just put somebody else in there. I don't think that's going to happen. It damn well better not. Although with this administration...
My skincare routine is never go outside for 11 months. Or wait, I haven't been outside since March. No, I have been, but, you know, quarantine. So happy, honestly. If you're not happy today, there's something wrong with you. There is something wrong with you if you are not happy today. Seriously.
You know, most candidates on election evening, and of course, this thing goes on so
300 bits, thank you. Does it mean that we're going to get everything we want? No. But right now, we are experiencing the best... All right, hold on. Let me mute this for a second. We are experiencing the best possible timeline that could have happened after Bernie Sanders dropped out. The Dems actually taking the Senate and the House and the presidency. We doubled the size of the squad. Markey won his primary against the Kennedy fail-son. This is as good as it gets. So make the most of it. Make the most of it. We lost House seats. I know we lost House seats. I've been bitching about it the whole time. But you know what? Fuck it. Who cares? It makes the squad even more powerful.
America, bitches.
We haven't had power. I want to say something about this chat. About hopium. Because this is a hopium stream today. If you're looking for fucking pessimism today, fuck you. I'm not doing pessimism today. I'm doing hopium today. There's a difference between won't and can't. Okay? For the last 10 years, we couldn't do anything. Now the question is, what won't they do?
Judge Garland to serve as his ag.
Thank you, Grandmaster Casanova. Yeah, that's a cringe pick, but whatever, it's fine. Won't is different than can't. And with won't, you could fucking harass them. You could intimidate them. You could scare them. You could primary them. Can't. Mitch McConnell doesn't give a shit what you or I say, or any other American who isn't a donor. Let's scare the shit out of them.
If we look at the facts, and our election was so corrupt, I've never seen anything like it. You can go all the way back. You know, America...
The Republicans are the ones who put in the voting in Pennsylvania. It was their bill. They passed the bill. The Republicans in Georgia, they passed the bill. The Republicans in Arizona, that was all them, man. You put it in, dude.
Is blessed with elections all over the world. They talk about our elections. You know what the world says about us now? They said we don't have free and fair elections. And you know what else? We don't
because Republicans try to suppress votes, motherfucker. And I can tell you right now, we're passing another Voting Rights Act. Also, Democrats can ban political gerrymandering. They can make it illegal via federal law, and they ought to. Before the new districts are drawn, they should be fucking banning political gerrymandering, and they should override any kind of filibuster to do it. Let's end political gerrymandering. Let's see if the fucking Democrats, oh baby, they better do it.
Free and fair press. Our media is not free. It's not fair.
We lose out a lot of Dem districts. Not really. On net, the Republicans are the ones who gain more districts from gerrymandering than... If you ended political gerrymandering, the Dems are the ones who win, not the Republicans.
Now it is up to Congress to confront...
It's not unprecedented that the Dems had the presidency, House, and Senate. None of the good stuff happened. Are a handful of progressives going to make that much of a difference? We are a different country in 2021 than we were in 2009. And nobody is huffing any fucking bullshit about who Joe Biden is. The progressives are also way more disciplined and way more of a cohesive bloc than they were in 2009. Also, the voters are demanding more. And the Democrats made concrete promises to get elected. It's gonna fucking happen. And Chuck Schumer is scared of a primary from his left. We're in a different fucking world right now. Now, am I going to tell you everything's going to magically happen and it's not going to be a pain in the ass? No, of course not. Of course it's going to be a pain in the ass. Of course it's going to be a fight. But you know what? People are ready to make that fight. And yes, Chris Coons or Christian Cinema or Joe Manchin, they're a problem. Abso-fucking-lutely. But we know what we need to do. Let's fucking go.
So much copium.
Do I think a strong public option will pass under Biden? I think that is the fight that we're going to be in. If we pass a strong public option, here's an example of a strong public option. A public option that everyone who doesn't have insurance is automatically enrolled in, that covers dental, vision, mental health care, reproductive care, etc. And everybody's in it automatically. And it doesn't charge a premium. That is a public option that could happen. And right there, that's the strongest possible public option. That is, if that were to happen, it would be basically Medicare for all without saying Medicare for all, because everyone would immediately dump their health insurance. Now, most likely there'll be some sort of premium, there'll be some sort of copay, situation. But exactly what kind of public option we get is on the table right now. Let's fucking go. Can we just appreciate that the only obstacle now for progressive policy is Democrats? We don't need to suck up to Republicans. True. Whatever the Democrats don't pass, they didn't want to pass. Remember that. It's 100% on Dems now. That they don't have the Republican excuse. They are responsible, and that is awesome.
91% approval rating. Always, you watch the VA. It was on television.
Just like in 2008. Yes, the difference between that and now is people are not going like, well, Obama's really smart, and you progressives, he's got three-dimensional chess. No, everybody's like fucking chomping at the bit for shit. The energy is just completely different right now than it was in 2009. You just gotta have to trust me on that.
So many people, and some of the people here disagree with me on that, but I just say, look, you got to let people live. And how does that play, though? But how does that play politically? I think it's the primary reason, one of the primary reasons. The other was just pure cheating. That was the primary, super primary reason. You got to use your head. As you know, the media has constantly asserted the outrageous lie that there was no evidence of widespread fraud. You ever see these?
Either we cheated or we didn't. What do you mean, other primary reason? What?
Pages. I hope you don't get bored listening to it. Promise? Don't get bored listening to it. All those hundreds of thousands of people back there. Move them up, please. Yeah. All these people, don't get bored. Don't get angry at me because you're going to get bored because it's so much. The American people do not believe.
My God, he's so cucked. He's so cucked. I can't believe how cucked he sounds.
It used to be that they'd argue with me, I'd fight. So I'd fight, they'd fight, I'd fight, they'd fight.
Has he ever been more cucked?
They had their point of view, I had my point of view. And I said, it really is genius. Because what they do is that, and it makes it really impossible for them to ever give you a victory. Because all of a sudden,
he's cucked so hard.
Because he didn't want to be considered my personal attorney.
Oh yeah. We're gonna show so many fucking amazing pieces of copium. I can't wait to show you the copium today. It's gonna be If you want copium, settle in for full-blown copium today.
Right? That they're puppets. And now the only way they can get out of
oh my God, it's going to be amazing. Unlimited amounts.
The only way they get
I love watching Blue Lives Matter folks actually encounter police for the first time.
By President Trump rendered those decisions.
What the fuck?
Vice President of the United States on January 20th.
Fascism in America, dude.
But they are going to object to the counting of the vote anyway. And in the process, they will embarrass themselves. They will embarrass their party.
Leo's the gang. Thanks for the 11 months, bud.
Worst of all, they will embarrass their country. This insurrection was fortunately discouraged by the leadership of the majority party. It was not well. It's a very sad comment
Bomb
on
threat.
our times that merely the accepting
Staffers
the
evacuating in the
election
Capitol building.
is considered an act of political courage. Sadder and more dangerous still.
Don't
is
stick
the
your hand
fact
near
that
the
an
bottom of
element
that.
The Republican Party
Gonna get
believes their
pinched.
political viability hinges on the endorsement of an attempted coup.
Obviously, these guys have never put posts up.
That anyone.
But Bill Montgomery, who was instrumental in getting Turning Point USA
No masks,
started,
obviously.
said, Mary, we need you
global
because
pandemic.
you represent the family.
Hundreds of thousands
Each
have died in the
generation
U.S.
has the responsibility
DC hospitals, Virginia,
to
Maryland are all at
train
almost
the next
capacity. Why wear a mask,
generation.
right?
You know,
Why wear a mask?
if we win a few elections, we're still going to be losing unless we win the hearts and minds of our children. This is the battle. Hitler was right on one thing. He said, whoever has the youth has the future. Our children are being...
This woman just said Hitler was right on one thing.
I encourage you to do two things.
They're saying the quiet part out loud.
Minds.
Building, and we are watching it very closely to see what's going on.
Every
Apologies for
fucker
the
has
shaky
3
picture.
flags.
But all this happening right now.
More
outside the
flags,
Capitol
chat.
building
More flags.
As the House
We
and the
reacted to
Senate
Hitler was right. Yeah, we already
debate
did.
These objections
More
to
flags.
the counting of the electoral vote from at least 3
We need
states
more
where
flags.
Joe Biden won and won by relatively narrow margins. These are states among the states that the president's supporters are
They weren't even that
challenging.
narrow.
This is another picture of President Trump's supporters.
I think
making their way
Arizona
from another
and Georgia were
location
narrow, but
in
they weren't even
downtown
needed.
Washington, to the Capitol. What we've been watching, this protest outside.
How do I square the
while
circle
we're
of
hearing
militant
about
police tactics
the
are
protests on the
unacceptable?
inside
Cops beating Proud Boys is funny.
Fairly.
Here's this how you square the circle. They're trying to commit a coup. And if a minority of the population wants to commit a coup against the democratically elected proceedings, then it is totally reasonable for the state to defend itself against a fucking coup attempt by right-wingers. That's how you square that circle. Feral hogs, exactly. Okay, I wanted to play Christian Cinema because she's actually from Arizona. What's happening here on PBS?
That is, some of whom are bent on violence, right outside.
Well, it's difficult, but the members of Congress rely on the Capitol Police for their protection, and they follow their guidance. In looking at the image that you have on the screen right now, one of my offices over the years was just to the left of the crowd that you're looking at, one of those windows right there. Those are the offices to the left there of the minority leader. So those would now be Minority Leader McCarthy's offices. It's extremely unusual to have people up on the balcony there.
For the CNN feed, looks like the inauguration stands have been breached. These looks like they evacuated Pence.
But, members rely on the Capitol Police for their security. Historic moment, marching to go and cast a vote on the...
So as you look at this, protesters have breached the Capitol. They're outside the Senate chamber. Donald Trump called for this. He called for the coup. Called for an attempted coup. If the Democrats do not prosecute him criminally for attempted coup, they will deserve, we will as a country will deserve it. I am not surprised by this. No, I mean, I guess I'm surprised by the weakness and the ineffectual defense of the Capitol. Are you fucking kidding me? Some regular uniformed officers standing next to barricades? Humiliation for Joe Biden. Pure humiliation for Joe Biden.
Yep. On it.
Here are some of the injured Capitol Police being evacuated after being attacked by Trump supporters. Here's these right here. Probably should have realized that they had a riot on their hands there. You know, I remember during the Vietnam War, when Americans were protesting our invasion, when Americans from all walks of life were protesting our invasion of some fucking country, they managed to have tanks in the streets. They managed to have armed National Guardsmen on the streets. That's weird. I mean, it was so weird how they were able to have fences around all the monuments and they had it secured. Man, that's weird. Be a collapse, though. This appears to be a collapse of a baton by a cop. If that was a black man, they would have been shot and dead already. Beat his ass! Like, what the fuck? Okay, we can't call for violence. I'm not calling for violence. I'm just pointing out that if it was a black man, he got charged after him. Arrest that guy! Throw him on the fucking ground! Like, why are they enforcing the law? Enforce the law, cops! Man, I thought we needed cops for law and order. It seems like if you're a fascist, you can get away with it scot-free.
And right now we have not actually heard from
Thank
the
you,
president. He is watching this from what I'm told from the West Wing of the White House, in this security bubble of the White House. Things are very, very calm here.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're well defended at the White House.
In cities and states.
Sure, the fascists are very well bunkered in.
Is being urged by both people inside the White House.
Ted Cruz makes last effort to block election result by unleashing wave of locusts from mouth to black out the sun. Jesus. Glad I'm watching another ordinary day in America. Yeah. David W 1701. Wow, I am. Let me just say this.
Was rigged.
This coup is not going to succeed,
stolen, and therefore they are justified.
This coup will not succeed. These fuckers are hapless fools.
Protesters continue to do everything they can to try to disrupt a lot of the reporting. There's a lot of profanity being yelled, some profane signs being waved around. So we're trying to be a little careful about what we're showing people at home right now. But this is very much still the same.
Wouldn't want to have a fuck word. We wouldn't want to say fuck or shit in the middle of the coup, now would we, chat? Oh no, somebody said fuck in the middle of the coup. What a horrible day. Yeah, the coup is happening and someone said a naughty not word. Yeah.
We're in a standoff. We're waiting to see what happens next. As I mentioned, those additional forces.
They're gonna do the protesters. If I were the members of Congress, I would come back tonight. I would come back tonight. And I would certify these electoral college votes. $750 billion for defense that can't even protect the Capitol building.
Are being made underway right now to get more uniformed officers into the Capitol to calm things down.
Now more than ever, we must reach across the aisle and work with the fascist Republican Party to find common ground and look forward,
right now,
not backward.
Staffers are starting to venture a little bit out of their offices. More than we've seen during most of the
An explosive device was found at the RNC and detonated safely.
I have seen Capitol Police gathering in a stairwell in the building that I am at.
According to the New York Times, Maggie Haberman.
Steps, they are organizing.
Just want to share also the New York Times is reporting. Maggie Haberman, who typically covers the White House, is reporting an explosive device was found.
I'm like molding so much.
and detonated
And I don't want to
safely.
say anything because anything I say
So
will
that's
get me
another
banned from this
development.
platform.
We will be
I'm just sitting
following,
here
today.
self-censoring.
This is an institution. Okay, so I've worked there for a long time. It's an institution that has done a lot of good. It's
Look
an
how
institution
small
that
the
has
crowd
done
is.
A lot of.
Look how small the crowd actually
Trump
is.
needs to be locked up. Trump.
Look how small the crowd actually is. You're telling me they can't control that crowd? That video we saw of cops taking selfies with the protesters shows you why they were able to get in, because we have a fascism problem in our police.
And we should tip our hats to the DC police, who frankly have put up with a lot of this over the past year, whether it's pro or anti-Trump supporters, the Black Lives Matter protests that were held. This is a police force that has been worn pretty thin and worked pretty hard dealing with the situations. And we should.
They're all tuckered out for the fascists. They used all their energy beating up the peaceful protesters demanding racial equity for the murdering of an unarmed black man. They got all tuckered out, beating them and tear gassing them so Donald Trump could hold up a fucking Bible. They got real tired. Their arms got super tired beating an Australian news crew. How could you expect them to stop 10,000 protesters that have been openly posting about their intent for weeks? How could they have seen it coming?
It strikes me as not only irresponsible,
treasonous,
but undermining the
treason,
very role
sedition,
that he should be playing as president
criminal,
of the United States. That it violates every principle of law and order that he said he stands for.
Oh, you got him. He's a hypocrite. And
undermines the very democracy that he is sworn to uphold.
What's
as
your
president of the
point?
United States. What he's saying is not helpful to the law enforcement people that are there now, trying to make sure that they clear the Capitol and allow it to get back to the business of our democracy. It only goes to show that ultimately, as he leaves office, he will bear responsibility for what we saw today.
Secretary Panetta, is this a turning point? I mean, after everything that's transpired and
America will fall. That's my
never happened before.
My real thought here, chat, as I watch this, is that the Democrats are not up to the challenge of fascism.
Feeling on Capitol Hill from our sources in the room, where some senators are gathered in the same room watching this coverage. Some members of Congress gathered together watching this same coverage. There's a feeling, a defiant feeling, that the business of this country will be done, even at nightfall, no matter what it takes. Andrea Mitchell, you are a longtime correspondent in Washington. It goes without saying that there has never been a night like this. What are your sources telling you about what happens next and whether this sacred duty can be performed by the United States Congress under these circumstances?
Speak.
Well, I just got a text from Congresswoman Debbie Dingell from Michigan, and you know how long she has been not only in the Hill, but of course before her. Her late husband, John Dingell, was the longest serving.
I gotta say this to my liberal friends. What you're seeing here is the beginning. Capitalism is out of control. The wealth accumulation, the disenfranchisement, the alienation that people feel is going to go one of two ways. And fascism or socialism. Those are your choices. If you choose fascism, I can tell you right now, liberals, they're going to wipe a lot of you out. Do you believe in individual freedom and pluralism? Then you've got to start redistributing wealth. We need to start building our education system, and we need to crack down on fascist movements. That's the only way. That is the only way. But they're organizing fast. The Republican Party is quickly succumbing to fascism. It's time to stop pretending that everything's going to go back to normal. It won't go back to normal unless we start fixing these problems. I don't think we have a lot of time.